Hi, this is David from Fumastra Management Consulting, and in this video we are going to review Teams, an application which is part of the Microsoft 365 family of applications, and it's also available for free from this address. Simply search for Microsoft Teams and then you will be able to land on this page. And if you don't have a subscription with Microsoft 365, you can also sign in online or download it for free as well. So Teams is part of the family of application from Microsoft 365. You can simply access it from office.com and you have it here, Teams. So I have it open already. We are going to have a quick look at the different functionalities and features that are available within Teams. And actually, it's a great platform for collaboration and work from anywhere and from any device. So you can chat with your team, create different teams or group in which you will create channels, dedicated teams or global teams in which you will have also different channels. So we can add actually channel to it as well. So we can add a specific channel within that group, and we can say also within that channel who will be able to access. So either everyone on the team or a specific group of people within that team. So we can restrict the members who will have access to that channel. We can give a specific name, a description, and eventually decide if we want to show this channel in everyone's channels list. Okay, so we can within those channels, we can also access the files that are linked to a SharePoint site, a SharePoint library. So usually when an Office 365 group is created, we can automatically create a Teams group associated to that and link a SharePoint site and a SharePoint library to that team. And as such, you can access those files within Teams. So that's why Teams is really a great tool for accessing your work content and collaborating with your team. So you can even create new files within Teams. So new Word document, new Excel workbook, and different other Office documents, Office files that you can create within this, or eventually just create a new folder to better organize your work. You can do different things, okay, that you can review in the toolbar up there and sort it in different ways as well. Okay, so we have seen we can create different teams group and different channel within those group, restrict access to those channel to specific members. Then we can, within those channels, we can access files, create new containers or folders, do different things with it as we have seen in the toolbar, and sort the content of that folder in different ways. We can also, add different applications to that channel. We have a wiki, so those 3 applications are by default, but we can also click on the plus sign and add more applications. So it's quite rich. We have a lot of applications that are available, and we can see that they are not just Microsoft applications, but also many other third-party applications that you might be using already in your company, and that you can add to make the work easier. So you can add them to Teams. So, okay, we have Box, we have Contract Zen, we have employee training, and so on and so on. You can eventually search from the search box here for a certain application that you use in your company and see if it exists already within that list of application. Okay, so all right, let's close this and review a little bit more what we can do. So we can access Teams chat, communicate with the team within one channel. We can post content and chat with the team. We can see that in this team in particular, we have 19 others that have joined that team. Well, currently we don't have anything, but we could write inside something that the entire team will see. And we can mention a team as it is specified here. So if we start with @ we can either call a member of the team or mention a member of the team, or eventually we can mention the channel itself as well. So like, well, the name of the team's group actually. So we can mention that name, and like this, everybody that are part of that team will be informed of that. Okay. So we have, each time we mention someone or a team's name, then we have this little icon that appears here to mention that we have mentioned the team or mentioned someone in particular. So we can interact within those teams channel with the entire team. We can add several applications. We can access files that are in common within that teams. And other than that, we have also a chat group, individual chats. Okay, so if I see that I have started a certain communication with Nestor, so I can chat with Nestor. That's private. That's between me and Nestor actually inside here, and we can have a private conversation within this. So now Nestor has replied, and we can eventually review the files that we have in common between him and myself, and what's the place of Nestor within that organization. So we can see that Nestor falls below Patty Fernandez, and he's responsible for Diego and Johnny Sherman. So if you don't have this available in your Teams app, I would suggest that you enable Who, which is an application that you can activate and that will give you access to the organogram of the organization. So if it's not available, I would suggest you go to the ellipsis here, the 3 dots, and you have this Who application which you can activate. You might need to grant access the first time that you activate it. So you grant access to that application to search for you within your organization directory and retrieve information about the different members of your organization, so that you know who is responsible for what and who they are managing, who is managing them, and so on and so on, how they fall within the organization. So that's very useful. And mainly when you have a big organization, a big team, it can be very helpful to have this, to know exactly who is doing what. And then we have a possibility again to access files, activities also that we have in common, and add also application just for the both of us. So the same as we have within a team, we can also activate those application for an individual chat group. Okay. And what we can do as well for individual chat group or teams, we can place calls, audio calls or video calls. And when we place a call, So we are going to place a call with Nestor. We are going to call Nestor and experience. Sorry, I need to allow something, I guess, within. Okay, that's all right. Now we are calling Nestor. So, okay, so now we are in a communication with Nestor. Well, I have muted the mic because the purpose is not exactly to exchange with Nestor, but to demonstrate how we can create a work environment with Nestor currently. So what we can do is sharing the screen. That's something quite interesting. That's a rich feature that we can enable, and I can choose what I'm going to share with Nestor. So I'm going to share my screen, but I can choose if I want to share the entire desktop or eventually a specific application. So, or eventually a PowerPoint, or browse for a certain file, a specific file or document that I want to share. So, well, currently I just have the possibility to share my desktop. So I'm going to share that. And well, I can choose actually, okay, here I can choose what I want to share. If I want to share my entire desktop, an application window, or a browser, well, Microsoft Edge tab, a certain tab. So let's share an application and choose this one. So now what Nestor will see will be not my entire desktop. So I could have confidential information in another application which he won't see, but what I'm going to share is this, the browser, okay? And I can interact with Nestor, show him what I want to show him within Teams, and I have control over the sharing session, and I can stop it anytime, or well, I can add this little menu. So sharing capabilities within Teams to review together an application or a work on which we are working. So I'm going to stop now sharing. And what we can do, we can also work together on a certain document. So I'm going to hang up on that. And what I'm going to do is share a file with Nestor. Okay, let's add a file. What do we have? Do we have anything that we can share with Nestor? Okay, so we have some simple text here. Let's open that and share with Nestor. Okay, so now we have a file in common between Nestor and myself. So Nestor is able to access that file and read that file. We can now open it together and work on it together at the same time. And all that without going outside of Teams. So now Nestor is joining me in the document. And again, within Teams, without going outside, without opening a new application, Nestor is going to be within that document. And we can review the document and annotate it. So we can see that now Nestor I join is there. And we can see that me, I am here, but Nestor is there actually. He is reviewing, he's moving around. And we can see him moving around the text and eventually inserting something. Okay, so Nestor has inserted something, we can see where it is, and eventually I can comment myself as well for Nestor to see. So I can add a new comment and say, okay, what is this? Okay, so I can add a comment and chat with Nestor within the document, within Teams, and we can collaborate like this. So actually the best way to collaborate on such a document is more with the conversation tab. This one will place comments within the document that will remain within the document, but if I want to chat with Nestor, it might be better to use the chat of that specific chat that we have in common. So whatever I place inside will remain within the chat, not within the document. So, okay. So now that will remain within within the chat. Nestor can interact with that as well. Okay. So now we can see that, okay, Nestor has viewed the message, replied, interacted with it. We can see also there is a little icon beside an eye that shows that he has seen the content and actually he has also liked it. So we can close that comment and close that file. So to close it, we can simply click on close here and go back to our discussion that we had before. So that's a brief overview of Teams, in which we can create different Teams channels within the different members of the organization, have individual chat group, review files that we have in common, access the organization and have a better view of who is what and what are their role within the organization, who they are managing, what are their teams. We can collaborate on the same file. We can share the screen as well and present something to a certain audience of a certain application. We can choose what we want to share, if we want to share the entire desktop or a certain application in particular. And we have seen that whether we are in a chat group, Teams group, or an individual chat, we can add also a specific application to our to our environment. There are many more things that can be reviewed as well. We can place calls and video calls, invite people to the chat as well. So turn an individual chat into a small group chat, and we can access more application as well, just within Teams. Always working within Teams. We can work on document, create workbook, add application, monitor the tasks that we have set within our company, and do the entire work and collaboration within Teams. So that's a brief overview that I wanted to give for Teams. If you have any question, please post your comments in the comment section below the video. Thanks very much for watching.